Yo, what's going on? Welcome back. BlkPrint in the building. There we go. I had to get that out there.
Okay.
It's looking a little different if you're watching on YouTube today. You're going to be like, what the fuck just happened?
Are they?
J5 in the building. MC in the building. Who we're missing today, obviously, as you can see. We don't have the tall, dark, and problematic P. Not here.
I don't think he's been that bad. Well, actually, there was a little bit of B-sides this month.
There's a little bit on B-sides. We love you, Josh. Josh is actually on location this week for BlkPrint. He's on a work trip, very very important work trip, like out of the world. He's seeing the world right now on a work trip. So we're making do with what we got, and it's just me and MC.
That's lit. Shout out to Peas. Out in where is? I guess it would be in Europe.
Know.
Right?
Like, let's not even. We don't even got to reveal where he at right now.
It could at least be the continent. It doesn't have to be the country. It could be the continent.
Yeah, he's out of the. He's somewhere out of the country. Out the country. Like, remember that Migos song from which one was it?
2014 Migos Cross the Country.
Cross the Country. That was they had like dropped the tape. That shit had hit him on it.
2014 Migos. What else did they have on there?
Hit him with the hook.
Struggle was on there. What else was on there? Wishy Washy was on there.
Oh, Rich Nigga Timeline.
Yeah, Rich Nigga Timeline.
That's
there
what
we
it
go.
was. That's what it was.
I was trying to think of that pop it hook. That pop it nasty.
Yeah. Oh man, but shout out to Josh. He'll be back on the next episode of BlkPrint. You know, he sends his regards. It was like I don't know if it was last minute. I just feel like he forgot to tell us.
I think it's a hard distinction to try and say to try and give the details and be like, okay, this is where I'm about to be in the next couple of, like, that's a hard trip to just be like, oh, by the way, I'm doing that tomorrow.
Well, that's exactly what happened though.
We were just like, hey, so we're setting up BlkPrint. Okay, let's talk about topics, like what we're gonna do, when we're gonna link up, because usually we have a nice little set timetable of when we're gonna be, when we're gonna record. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's y'all this week. I'm going to X. And I'm like, okay.
We were like, oh, cool. I'm like, bet. Luckily, we're able to flex schedules. You know what I'm saying, and go in and out of a schedule. I know a lot of people are like, why is Mark never actually next to you guys when you guys record? And I think I've explained this, but it's like he would either have to be in a room over here, or we'd have to be scrunched into one place, and we're still searching for a location to record and everything. But that's why MC is here today and not 15 minutes away. He literally lives 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm only down the street from the studios. It's not that bad.
Yeah, so it all worked out, and we're here. So we're going to talk about what we talk about usually on BlkPrint. A lot of stuff went down this week. Before we get to that, just a reminder that we're going to have an episode of B-Sides this month. This week's episode won't have B-Sides attached to it this week, but in lieu of that, you guys get a really cool little thing that I did last week with my pals Dom from the Armchair Auteur, Eric Abris, who works in production, works in Hollywood, so to speak, and my friend Pat, who also works in Hollywood as well. Triple Beam Streams. So it was a movie podcast I did a couple of years back, 4 years ago since we did this, way before, like literally right before we started doing BlkPrint, and we talked about Doom 2. We talked about superhero movies. We talked about the Cybertruck. We talked about journalism and movies and stuff like that. We got a lot of stuff off our chest. So of course, if you're on Patreon, you've seen that. But if you haven't checked that out yet, please go check it out. It's a really, really fun episode. If you'd like to hear about movies and Hollywood and the eclectic nature of everyone else in our extended BlkPrint family, check that out if you will. It's really good. I let Mark listen to it early. I was kind of nervous. Didn't really know what it was gonna be like.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was about.
I feel like people, they tune into this channel for certain stuff, but now I'm seeing that people want to see, different types of content.
Yeah, you were like, hey, we just shot Triple Beam Stream. Just let me know. Just listen to the episode. Let me know if it's something that you think people are gonna listen to. And I'm like, Five, this is a really good episode. And of course, it ends up coming out on YouTube. If you did not get a chance to check it out on Patreon, it is now for all listeners on YouTube. Great reception.
Yeah, very great reception. So shout out to all the listeners who want to see more of it. We want to do more of it. So, if you guys really fuck with it, we're gonna go back to the lab and we're gonna do it again. But as I mentioned at the top of this, B-Sides, we're giving it back to the fans. We're giving it back to you guys on Patreon, on YouTube, all of that stuff. I mean, drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Which any topic you want to talk about, you want us to talk about, anything you want us to bring up on B-Sides. B-Sides is usually where we get a little bit like, You know what I mean?
Risque.
A little bit more focused. Not risque. A little bit more focused. You know what I'm saying? We get more focused on things that we usually don't talk about. And I want to bring it back to our listeners who've been around for the past 2 years. And I want to talk about a lot of different stuff on the show. And this doesn't have to just be B-sides. It can also be for our latest episode of Throwblacks, which is going to be the game, the documentary. We're going to be reviewing that this week or this month. And we want to hear what you guys have to say. Any memories you have from that album, we'll talk about that on the show as well. I want to get more interactive, and I want to have these B-sides episodes mean a lot more, especially for people who haven't subscribed to our Patreon yet. You're going to get more bang for your buck because these episodes are going to be a lot larger than our usual ones. So
yeah, I think the biggest feedback was like, hey, can we get longer B-sides? We're like, yeah.
And that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're giving you guys longer B-sides, and obviously we're going to have more content and more shows. So, of course, you got Triple Beam Streams, Recut Gems came back, then BlkPrint's hitting you over the head. So this is the type of cadence we're coming with.
There's a lot of shit that's dropping right now. I'm not going to lie.
It's the type of shit we're coming with in 2024. Hey, I got enough time, you know what I'm saying, to do all of that. So we're definitely gonna make sure that we're feeding the streets.
I am excited that B-sides is gonna be on YouTube though. That has specifically been for those that have not been on Patreon or been able to subscribe on the Spotify Premium. That has been our show, our after hour show that has only been available to patrons. We're working on that with YouTube as we have became partner within the past month. We're working on getting all of the details towards being able to provide these types of things to YouTube. I think right now we're working on, YouTube wants you to set up a lot of interesting stuff when you end up being a partner with them and you actually have the ability to make money and monetize on YouTube.
The monetization part of that shit is a side of YouTube I never knew, but it's really like the content creator side. Like I never knew that there was so much, like it seems easy to do because everybody does it, but it's really not. Like it takes a lot of work. Like that we've been doing to get this side of the monetization to work.
Yeah, I kind of felt it a little bit going through Twitch when we were doing that around God, COVID feels so long ago. But when we were doing COVID streams and we were building towards getting affiliate on Twitch, kind of had to do a similar cadence. When you became affiliate, they were like, okay, we're gonna set this, but if you want to, sweeten the pot for a lot of people that have been following you, and of course, helping you monetize. You can do emotes, you can do this, you can do that. You can pretty much customize your channel to make it really feel like home for everybody that actually comes in and tunes in. So I was trying like new emotes and doing like things towards the channel. It's kind of like the same way for BlkPrint.
I'm not gonna lie to unsubscribe because you don't stream no more.
It's not that I don't stream. It's not that I don't stream anymore.
I was tired of giving you free money.
The free money is gone. I'm not getting free money. I'm not getting free money from anybody any longer. It did help me with video production, though. I will say, Twitch, I feel like the gaming and finding out how to stream and do the gaming actually made me very knowledgeable of video content production, which led to everything that we have here on BlkPrint.
What's crazy is that, like, I think a lot of people don't notice that, like, Mark self-taught himself a lot of this stuff. So, like, when people see our videos, they're like, yo, this shit looks out of this fucking world. I'm like, I mean, Mark did not go to school for none of this shit. He did it all.
I hopped on Google,
Google University,
figured out some text, went on Font Finder, stole a text, quote unquote, they say no idea is original, quote unquote, stole a text.
It's okay to say steal. Niggas steal. Niggas steal all the time. Niggas steal all the time, bro.
That's kind of like a Josh quote. I don't know if I didn't think you would go the Josh route this week.
We got to keep the energy. my homeboy, he's out the country. I might have to just slip into the Josh role for this week.
But yes, so we're getting all of that together to be able to provide B-sides to YouTube. So as you can subscribe on Patreon, soon you will be able to also support the BlkPrint on YouTube, and you'll be able to get B-sides from there, especially our brand new B-sides once we're dealing with the spring cleaning. Yeah.
Once we're done with all that. But hey, so 2 weeks from now, new episode of B-sides, supersized episode of BlkPrint. You know what it is. Unemployment update.
Okay.
I started looking for jobs again.
All right. What's your usual go-to? Do you have a bag that you usually go to, or is it just like hop on LinkedIn?
I'm not going on LinkedIn ever again.
LinkedIn is ass.
LinkedIn is terrible.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of like people who trying to get their fucking brands off. They trying to pop off like, yo, these are 5 things I learned. Da-da-da. I'm like, nigga, I need five things to get me a job.
You're not saying no congrats to anybody on the new ventures. I feel like that's every time that I go on to like the social part of LinkedIn. For the most part, I just stick with emails and just send me emails of the positions that I actually do want to get into. I feel like social wise, it's just sending congrats.
It's bad. Listen, I scroll and scroll and scroll. There are some people that I follow that were like every top of the week or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they'll say new jobs are just posted. And I want to say shout out to y'all, yo. Shout out to y'all. Y'all deserve a B&D. Because at the end of the day, that's all I look for is what's open, where can I apply to that's within the things that I like to do, right? Everything else, I don't need it. I don't need your article reposts. I don't need your memes. I don't need your...
There's not memes on LinkedIn. Is there memes on LinkedIn right now?
Bro. I don't need your words of affirmation. It's hard enough, nigga. I don't need that. So what I did go to was Indeed, which is a very lo-fi, very Windows 95-esque experience of finding a job. Ain't no pictures. Ain't no niggas selling you no shit.
Ain't no profiles?
No fucking seminars that you got to get into. I'm on Indeed. And let me know, listeners, if y'all feel the same way. Anybody that's looking for a job right now, I'm with you on the same level right now. Because, I mean, I got a couple leads. You know what I'm saying? But I like to keep my options open. And I'm just looking. I'm not like... I'll probably do like 4 or 5 a morning. And then... Because like my main issue right now, Mark, is that I don't know what the fuck I want to do next.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to do next. And I think that's been my huge struggle right now is like, I just don't know what I want to do next.
There's a little bit of a peace with that, right? At least you know that the world is your oyster in a certain sense.
Yeah, but it's also like, it's
Peace ain't gonna pay the bills. I know that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like
Peace ain't gonna pay the bills.
It's like an existential crisis where it's like, oh shit, I'm like about to be 38 this year. And it's like, how the fuck do I, like, what am I gonna do? Like, not for the rest of my life, because it's like, you know, you're obviously gonna keep getting jobs like forever. But it's like, what is my next step? Like, my step before this at Riot was like, okay, this is my step. I'm in there, and then 1,900, 20,000 people get laid off in the video game industry. So it's like maybe that's not where you want to be anymore.
But it's not stopping. This shit is OD.
Like Sony lays niggas off.
Yep.
PlayStation rather lays people off, and then you know, there were just so many layoffs last week, bro. I was like, fuck, I'm not even asking that. I think Sony took their shit off LinkedIn. They don't got nothing up there.
Did they close the whole division?
They closed the whole studio.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Out in London. So again, like, that's part of my existential crisis is like, what the fuck am I about to do with my life? And I think LinkedIn don't make it any better because it's like, I go up there and it's like, well, y'all got laid off, and then a long ass paragraph. And I was just like, I can't go through that again. I can't live through that again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just hard. It's hard to, like, I want to, like, you know, live life, but I can only live life with so much because I'm getting antsy at home. So like, I'm sitting around. My basic thing right now is I'm sitting around. I watch it, you know, catch up on news on Twitter, catch up on a couple TV shows I haven't watched. I'll probably watch a movie in the morning from like 7 a.m. to about 9. And then I'll like make a smoothie or like, you know, eat or do some shit like that. And then I'll look for jobs. And I'm like, all right, by 12, that's lunchtime.
Yeah.
And I'm just going over to do whatever the fuck I want to do at that point. But Indeed has given me a lot less anxiety. It's just such an easy platform to go on, bro. I just love going on Indeed. It's great.
Does it get directly more to the point than it does on?
Yes. It'll say, this how much money you're gonna get paid. This is the link. You could do it directly through here. You can go straight to the site, whatever you want to do. Boom, all you need. And I say, yo, I want the salary range between this and this, and it got to be this job. Put it in the search, and boom, you there.
I wonder if I'm getting sold just sticking through LinkedIn.
Yes.
At first, I thought it was my resume. I was like, let me try and spice up my. So after a couple months, I was just like, something's selling right now. I don't know if it's me because I don't like doing cover letters.
No. Hey, when's the last cover letter you ever did in your life?
I don't like doing fucking the last.
Tell me you're not doing cover because you're so OCD. You're OCD enough that I believe that you'll do a cover letter.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. My last cover letter, I hopped on chat.openai.com and said, please, this is my position. This is what I'm applying for. Just write something for me. One paragraph, please. Wrote the paragraph. I was like, all right, let me at least try and spice it up and make it a little markish. So I made it. I changed it up a little bit. You got to change it up. You can't have full AI lingo. I think by now companies probably have something to distinguish. Nigga, you just went on ChatGPT and just wrote this shit. So you got to mark it up a little bit, put your own lingo on it, a couple of exclamation points here and there, and then, you know, that's your cover letter. But after a while, I'm just like, okay, if the cover letter's not getting me in, why the fuck am I writing cover letters?
Right.
So I stopped.
And I'll tell you this right now, most places aren't looking at them cover letters.
Thank God.
Just from a talent acquisition perspective and working with people in that, they're not looking at that shit. So stop doing them shits. But I feel like you should check out Indeed, make an account, and then just start going out there. Just make your pay range and then put the job you want to do and what the location is. You could actually even there put remote, hybrid, or in person on there now. So like this sounds like an advertisement in itself, but I'm telling you, it's helped me just fill out those 4 or 5 applications a day, and just move the fuck on with my life. Our boy Terry, he just got a new gig. Shout out to Terry. He got it off Indeed.
He did.
Yeah, and I said, fuck LinkedIn.
I just don't see. I can completely sign up for staying away from the social aspects of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
If Indeed is going to get me the bag, not necessarily the bag, but at least in a position very quicker till I actually feel like a Californian, I think that's going to be where I feel. I still got some Florida in me that I feel like I need to.
Too much.
I still got some Florida in me that I just need to shed just a little bit. Positive shed. Not anything negative shed. I'm never going to be the Florida nigga that leaves Florida and tries to shit on Florida. There's a lot of people that do that.
But there's the thing, you could shit on Florida, but not in a way that's like, I want them to do better. Like you could do it like, I want them to do better. This is what I see in the world that they don't do good enough. And I mean, you can start with their politics. But, however, there are a lot of other things in Florida that I'm pretty sure that you probably see, a lot better.
Yo, they just said, this really an end of an era. They just said, I think during the weekend, the city of Miami Beach is now saying, all y'all fucking kids, get the fuck out the city. We're tired of you blowing up South Beach every single March. And what is it? Today's the 3rd?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that are starting their spring break real early. And, well, then again, does it usually start around like that early March time, or is it like middle March still?
This is spring break period.
It's still spring break period?
It's spring break period. They'll probably start hitting spring break next week. And then it goes all the way up to the end of April. And I fuck with it. I've been to Miami spring break. What
year was it?
2012. So it was.
That sounds like debauchery.
Yeah, I was literally about to say peak debauchery time, bruh. Listen, the things I've seen in that Miami trip, not to be said again, or not to be said.
Where was your hotel?
I had a hotel off Ocean. How
much weed did you smell that weekend?
I don't remember. I mean, my friends were smoking weed and doing all types of stuff, but it was a crazy trip because I remember we went out to the beach, and it's like beaches in Miami. It's not really the beach. It's like you out there, but you're not out there to like swim. You're out there to like find some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
pretty
saying?
much.
Like, that's literally what it is in Miami, right? So my boys at the time that I used to hang with, they had met a bunch of strippers who were just on the beach out there, and they had rented I have a video of this. I gotta send you the video of my Miami trip. I made a vlog.
Oh, the stripping?
No, not the strippers. The strippers were out of it. They were not in the video at all.
Okay.
And in fact, like whenever the strippers were around, like they were like, put that fucking camera on. I was like, all right.
They're like, no, they're like, don't make it hot. I wonder where they were stripping at now. Damn, there's a list.
So there was like 4 or 5 of them, and then I had the statute of limitations is over. This is over 10 years old, right? The statute of limitations
12 years ago
is over. So they met the strippers. They went back to their little spot. Now I'm just chilling. I'm just kicking it in there with all of them. And like one of the people that we knew, like, because it was our group and there was another group from our college that went to. He was one of the guys in the corner, and my boy, no names, I'm gonna call him Bill. He went over there and slapped this one and said, "Put your fucking phone away. No fucking phones allowed," because all of the girls is in there.
Yeah.
So like I'm chilling, I'm like kicking it. I went on the balcony. I walk back out. It's Carcosa in that bitch. It was I walk in the bathroom, niggas fucking one of the strippers. I'm like, all right, bet.
Was that how quick you closed the door?
I was like, all right, bet. I went to the other bedroom. I was like, somebody else was doing it. I was just like, yeah, this ain't really my bag. So I just left and walked and got a pizza and went back to my hotel room and went to sleep.
I just cooled it.
I kicked it. I kicked it hard there. But yeah, that was just like the type of shit. Like we met some bums there. This is crazy. But it was like, that's the type of shit you get into.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I've only been, not specifically for spring break, but I've been in South Beach during spring. Well, technically twice. One was around that 20. What was it? 20. God, when were the Heat in the playoffs? I think that was that.
Was it 11, 12, 13? 11,
it might have been like 12 or 13. I think that time I was going to see a girl that I was with at the time, and I was just like, it is loud as fuck out here.
Why was she there?
Doing a lot.
Why was she there?
She at the time was working for H&M, and H&M was just starting to get into Miami real estate. Well, not Miami real estate, but they were just opening up their first Miami store, so she was assisting with that.
Yeah, that's debaucherous already. But here's the thing. After being out there and seeing that it probably got worse, especially after COVID, right? I completely respect Miami's decision to do this.
I hope they do it for more beaches because people don't stop. I'm sure they're gonna blow up Las Olas. They're gonna be like, all right, fuck South Beach then. Let's go up 20 minutes up and go to Las Olas.
Go to Tampa. Tampa seems to be perfectly suited for that type of shit. If y'all don't want to do that type of shit,
Tampa's already got enough going on. I don't know if they want to take on spring break
more niggas. Because the thing is, niggas don't go to Tampa because you can't be a nigga in Tampa. Like they don't play that shit in Tampa. Jacksonville, they don't play that shit. Tallahassee, they don't play that shit. Fucking, I guess Orlando ain't shit to do out there.
If you want to be old school, well, I don't know. Is Daytona old school? Do people still go to Daytona Beach for spring break? That sounds like a 1996 spring break.
That sounds like 45-year-olds going on spring break in Daytona. I mean, you let me know. Amp, let us know.
That sounds like, look at that girl with the day down. That looks like that type of spring break. I don't know if I'm going to Daytona for spring break.
Listen to the Tootsie Roll, bro. Ain't no fucking way I'm doing that shit. But again, I like the video they put out. I thought the video was dope. They clearly spent a lot of money to let niggas know not to come over here.
Yes, get the fuck out the city. Y'all are doing too much. And then last year there were deaths and shootings and shit like that.
I think that was a turning point. Was that because they already got to deal with that, and then 7 months later, it's Basel. But I mean, even before that, it's 3 months later, it's Rolling Loud. They got to deal with a bunch of shit. It's like this is a tour spot all the time. Y'all let them have spring break again. Let them have it back. They can have spring break again. They said there's no drinking outside no more. There's a hard curfew in Miami now during spring break, and only during those times because again, it's pretty slow at any time else.
And there's gonna be bag search. Don't try to walk out here with these big ass designer bags. I know you got something in it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I fuck with it. Y'all gotta find something else to do, man. Is spring break really still a thing? Do kids even really do spring break anymore?
I feel like they do. I don't know where they do it, but I feel like they do.
Because I was like, me and you went to Raising Cane's the other day.
Yes,
I was over your crib. We went to Raising Cane's.
Great
and
box combo.
That seemed like where all the jits was at. That seemed like that's where they wanted to be. Was like Raising Cane's was the club. That's what it seemed like.
I mean, it could be. You get a nice box combo. You swap out the coleslaw for the bread.
2 breads.
Please. 2 breads. That's it. Cane's gets a lot of slander online. Granted, they say it's not good chicken. I don't know who #they is, but I've seen a lot of the responses that say it's overrated chicken, it's white chicken, it's so on and so forth.
It's white chicken.
It's like it's not good chicken. You gotta go to Church's, and I'm just like I'm kind of new to Cane's. South Florida ended up getting its first Cane's like around fall time.
Yeah,
so I'm not like the person that's had Cane's for years and been like, this is fucking amazing. I like Cane's.
I've seen it closely to this compared to Zaxby's. That's been the big, and I don't want to get into the argument here, but that's what I've seen like the comparison is too.
My mom hates Zaxby's. She says it's too salty.
Okay, well I trust Mark's mom over most people, so I'll go with what she says. Shout out to Mark's mom. But again, you know what I'm saying? Like that seems like where they wanted to be at. I don't really know what the young youth is doing now. They mostly might be in parking lots doing TikTok dances. Who knows? But it seems like spring break, who's even flying out to Miami to do that anymore?
You know what I was just asking you, I think on that same day, because we were looking at photos of, oh my God, we were online and we were looking at it was on Josh's page. Josh had an old photo of him, I think around like that, the late teens of him and his boys out at what looked like the backdrop.
The photo booth joint.
Of a photo booth joint at like a teen club.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think niggas do. I don't think those even exist anymore.
Teen clubs.
I don't think those exist anymore.
Have you been to a teen club?
In South Florida, I want to say around the time that I was just like, okay, now's the club era for me. I don't remember. What did we have? We had ecstasy out there, but I don't think I got
drug?
No. I mean, there was ecstasy in South Florida, yes. Right. But the teen club at the time, I think was called Ecstasy. I don't think I ever saw Ecstasy. No.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw Ecstasy. So we had them, and I'm sure plenty of people had a lot of fun times out there. I was not there. I was a little bit behind the curve there.
There was kids doing Ecstasy at that teen club.
Shout out to J. Cole. He told niggas put it down.
I'm sure of it. But shout out to Cyrus. I know he's glad. I know he'll be able
a random ass.
He'll be able to go outside. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cyrus.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, kids doing ecstasy. Shout out to Cyrus.
No, I'm saying shout out to Cyrus because they're not coming to Miami to bother him. I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was
very happy about that. One of the best moments I ever had with Cyrus. I think it was the first night that I met Cyrus. We had went to Wynwood. I met him at a job. We took an Uber out to Wynwood, and he was breaking down how Miami has changed so much from not only his neighborhood, but just around the places that he loves a lot for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And how the city has changed and so on and so forth. That was a really insightful convo, I would say. That was something that I think really made me attach Miami to Cyrus a whole lot. And of course, he's, very close to one of my favorite ventures out there in South Florida, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Sorry. You had to leave that.
Yeah. I've been in a while. One of the few things I miss from South Florida.
They call it a venture. I'm gonna let Mark explain what Cyrus is up the street from, but I don't
want to give his location away.
Cardi B put out a new freestyle called "Like What" on Friday. Have you noticed the response to this, if you will, over the past couple of days? It's very divisive. More divisive than I've ever seen from anything that she's ever dropped, I will say.
I think I kind of started with the title. Did you think that the title was an Ice Spice diss? Like what?
No, she says it in the song.
It says it in the song, right?
Why would she be dissing Ice Spice? Oh God, I don't know.
Do you see how deep these things get online with Twitter? I'm just like, who was even thinking that was a diss?
I wasn't even thinking.
But these Twitter pages, these Muse pages, well, the Muse thing is more so sports. Are they doing this in music? I don't think there's a Cardi Muse page.
Nicki Muse, Cardi
Nicki Muse,
nah,
Cardi
man.
Muse, Ice Spice Muse.
It's Bardi Gang. It's Bardi Gang, lover or mother or some shit like that.
And everybody's just swinging on each other and bringing up so many different aspects of these beefs and raps. And now I'm realizing actually how these beefs and raps can start getting so volatile so fast. It's literally manufactured.
The fans will literally, before AI was AI, fans had Photoshop twerking. They was using Photoshop crazy. Like that's how it works. So like, even in Cardi B's sense, it's like I feel like she's a little bit smarter than the average bear to not catch the bait. But then again, she catches the bait a lot. So does Nicki. Same, like they all do. I feel like the women MCs are way more sensitive to that type of shit. Like they don't play none of that type of shit. They coming at your ass. Like,
which is good.
Coyle Ray was getting on niggas, but I feel like to the detriment.
Boy was swinging on niggas.
Like
do not use me as a line. Do not use me as a line. Don't say your blunt's the same size as me. Fuck you.
Why not? Like here's the thing. Niggas said they had guns the size of Lil Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow didn't get mad.
Are you sure? You might want to ask Bow Wow right now. Did that piss him off?
Here's the thing. If he did get mad about it, what the fuck? He wasn't making no diss tracks to 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? It's ain't nobody. If a nigga say I'm smoking a blunt the size of Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Uzi Vert gonna be like that shit.
He might fire. Be if he was mad and just pulled up like he pulled up on Rich the Kid.
He's not gonna get mad about that.
I can see it. I mean,
I can't see it.
I wouldn't blame Bow Wow for being mad. I wouldn't be mad at Bow Wow being mad when Jeezy said, "First off, I'm a motherfucking G, and I'll never let a bitch Lil Bow Wow me."
Did he go at Jeezy?
If he did, I wouldn't be mad.
Did he go at Jeezy though?
He's not going to.
Exactly.
I'm sure he saw the DVDs that we saw.
Yeah, like
I'm good.
Exactly. He's not gonna go at Jeezy for that. So why'd you go at that? Like Coyle Ray, you tiny, bro. If anything, if she's smoking on a blunt that's as big as you, that's a weak ass blunt. Ain't no weed in that shit. Because that shit's skinny as hell. That's just skinny hell, boy.
But I would have liked Coyle Ray versus Lotto because Lotto does a
terrible.
lot. You think she would have got body?
That would have been terrible. Coyle Ray.
You think Coyle Ray don't got lines? Comes from the ilk.
This nigga.
Look at her family.
This nigga
the ilk of amazing
calling
lines.
her dad for help. Listen, I feel like they're a lot more sensitive to that. But like, in the sense of like Cardi B putting this song out, she I mean, strangely hasn't like swung back at a lot of the people who have said the song sucks. Like,
sure.
It's a song that samples "She's a Bitch" from Missy Elliott. It does it her own way, a little bit different than the Bia song, because I think the Bia one, Timbaland actually flipped it himself.
Yeah, he was on the record. I think he did ad libs on the record. It was a little bit more of a faster pace for Bia when she was rapping on that.
Yeah,
just a little bit different. I was surprised that Ski Mask, for whichever reason, got in there and said, "Hey, sounds familiar." I'm like, "You flipped the you flipped the record. I promise we knew She's a Bitch before you flipped it."
But that's how I know that like the Cardi backlash is like in full swing.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's in full swing.
By all means. Yeah.
I think people might be tired of the antics. I think people are tired of the antics. They're tired of the Offset versus Cardi B part 18.
Oh,
million.
I for sure don't want to know the relationship between that.
They're tired of the Cardi Nicki part 65 million with no, you know what I'm saying? They're tired of it. And let me tell you why they're tired of it. They're tired of it because Cardi B would do the same thing she's doing right now. She'll release a song and there will be no album. And she's done this for, is it like a record at this point, Mark, of a person between their debut and their sophomore? We're on 6 years now, 7 years.
This is, I think Bodak Yellow was 2016.
Yeah.
So we are now, and Invasion of Privacy was top, I think the first 90
18.
days or so of 2017.
It was 17? Oh, fuck. I thought it was 18. Yeah.
So now we're going on 7 years.
Yeah.
I can see why people get frustrated to the point where they're like, okay, 7 years of music.
Yeah.
It's not like you've been 7 years quiet. It's not like you're doing very niche features, very big features. Money was 2017.
You've had like lightweight a verse of the year a year ago.
Yeah.
like, and then another one with Glorilla a year before that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing. And the thing is the reason people are tired is that like you're selling us bongos.
Bongos are completely no sold. I understood WAP. I think it was amazing for Cardi to come out. I think a couple hours before the record came out, she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, y'all, MTV banned the video." I was like, "Wow, banned video, MTV? That used to be really huge to me, like 20-something years ago."
What did that really mean in 2020?
I feel like that was still kind of. I feel like that was still at least pretty cool in 2020.
What did that mean? You wasn't watching MTV, Mark? Yeah,
it's not that I wasn't watching MTV. Because now I'm a very big fan. Obviously, you put me on MTV Classic.
They're not playing WAP on that. They're playing Hall & Oates.
I thought that was pretty fucking cool that MTV was like, yeah, the very small amount of videos that we're playing, we're not playing WAP.
The biggest WAP on MTV Classic is Monifa. They're not playing no fucking WAP on there. You know what I'm saying?
Did I play Anita Howard?
Yeah. Nadina, I mean, yeah.
Adina Howard. Jesus Christ. What did I say? Anita Howard? I'm sorry, Adina.
Same shit. But I think you're selling us the WAP, you're selling us the bongos. You know what I'm saying? That's why people are upset. It's not that and the thing is that the backlash to me has negatively affected this song. And the reason I'm saying this is that like in a vacuum, this song is good, right?
Sure.
In real life, where you don't have an album for 7 years, the album we're tired of this. It's like we've waited 7 years and you've given us a freestyle.
But do you think that the response has just been a little bit too magnetized? Like I'm starting to see today that apparently things got a little bit more hot about her coach line on the record.
Can you walk us through that line? Because I saw Cameron's response and I don't really understand it.
So on the freestyle, which also shout out to Al Shipley. Al Shipley had an interesting tweet that I thought was something that I didn't think about. He was like, "I'm tired of people putting freestyle on records that have hooks."
Yes.
And are clearly not freestyles.
Yeah.
Get In With Me, Boss Man D-Lo sounds like a freestyle.
Yeah.
If he would have put in parentheses freestyle on that, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Like what? Having a hook, having a video, having a distinction doesn't feel like a freestyle.
The hook comes through twice. The thing with Boss Man is that it comes through like at the end of the song. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's what opens this. It opens the song and then it closes the song. So it's literally like it's almost like it's like they put it at the end to give it a couple more seconds.
So on the freestyle, she had a line that said, I think it was like a Coach bag. This ain't what you want.
Right.
And I guess people are like, "Oh my God, Coach! What's wrong with Coach? Coach is actually great leather."
Yeah.
So I guess things got a little bit hot online. Cardi goes online and says, "Hey, by the way, y'all, I mean, y'all can be mad at the line if you want, but in 2010, this is the line that inspired it." I think she pulled up Speaking in Tongues, Cam and Vado.
Yeah.
And they had a line about Coach. I don't even know what the line about Coach was, because truthfully, 2010 Cam, try not to think a lot about it. And I love you, Cam.
That door's shut. And I ain't never opening that door.
Exactly.
So
Cam was like, "Damn, you gonna snitch on me 13 years later?" I was like, "Wait, why is that snitching?"
I wasn't even snitching. Because I didn't understand it. I like when I looked at the post, I was like, "Wait, what? Like, what are you talking about?" Like, I didn't even. I clearly, if Cameron had a coach line and it came from that era, I would have never known it.
Exactly. So he was like, "Listen, man, I just miss the old Bardi. I miss the 2016 Cardi. If you said that line, stand on it, blah, blah, blah. 2016 Cardi would have said anything that she wanted, and there wouldn't have been an issue, which, granted, I mean, it's fair. 2016 Cardi, Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1.
She was saying some wild shit on that one.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't necessarily blame Cam. I think a lot of people want 2016, but then again, once we start getting into years of previous years,
I miss this
we
year.
just start going into the and then it's just like, just listen to the old music and blah blah blah.
She's not the rapper or the deliverer of raps that she is now, that she was then.
But like, I can see why people are holding her to that standard, because 2019 happened. You end up being one of the few female artists that get best rap album for an album, and it was, told you, Nicki.
Yeah.
New era, new age. So now it's like, okay, let's hold you to that standard.
And she rode the wave.
Yeah.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
She's rode the wave. The wave's over. Because you know what? There has not been another woman that's done that since. And like, for all intents and purposes, with the way how weak rap is right now, Nicki could realistically win it this year.
Yeah.
With how weak everything else is, to me, that album's the strongest that anyone's felt about a rap album in a long time.
Discography wise, I think yes. I think I end up having a lot more favorites. Definitely had a lot more favorites.
Not even the favorites. I just think in terms of like reception,
a full body of work, a project of work.
Yeah, people received it a lot better. Like, you know, like, and I'm not counting Drake, because like he's never gonna be on that, and like Kendrick notwithstanding, because I think any year Kendrick drops, he's gonna win. Mm-hmm. But I think Nicki can win it again. So it's like, now I think the onus is on Cardi's side to drop more music at the end of the video. And if you saw, like, preview new music, and I'm like, okay, cool. Have it lead to something, and I would be remiss to not mention that this feels like a rollout, and it has felt like a rollout, but involving Offset, because if you remember 2 weeks ago, Offset said, "Stop playing with him, drop this song," and I'm just like, something's coming, and they're clearly back. And then in the video,
love how people can see through it.
Yeah,
and that's not my first mindset when I read those things, but between you and Josh, I think as soon as you see it, you immediately be like,
rollout
album.
Rollout, yeah, rollout. Like immediately when he said that, because it was muted. I'm like, if it was just a snippet and it didn't care, if it was something that wasn't about to be monetized, then you wouldn't have given a fuck, and you would have just played it, right?
Yeah.
Like what Thug and Future on them do. They're like, oh, it's not. Oh, bring it on 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like they always do that. So like, it's clear an album is probably coming. I think that it's time. She's been on Atlantic forever. Do people remember she's on Atlantic?
I sure don't.
Yeah, she's been on Atlantic forever. There's no way that they haven't been knocking on her door like, all right,
where is it?
Yeah, you paid it off, and we're not making that much money off you no more music wise. What's up? And then because she hasn't even been on tour since the pandemic.
Yeah, but then I guess when you're bringing singles or records like Up was huge. Yeah. Heard it everywhere. Good Morning America.
It was a great song.
White areas, black areas.
Up was a great song.
When you have WAP, these end up being, are these singles that can hold you away from 7 years? Because to me, I think 7 years is absolutely nuts.
They did, though, because they all hit #1. But when you started getting diminishing returns with Press and the song with Kanye and all that shit, like,
I forgot about Hot Shit.
and then it's like, oh
yeah,
a song that Kanye himself doesn't even want to claim. So again, I mean, Mark, those songs can't go on this album. It's got to be all new material.
Do you think that there is something to be said about what Joe said about there being fear there? That fear that if I drop a sophomore album and it doesn't hit, there's a lot of things that drop. Not only does my credibility hit as far as, okay, now people are saying I'm in a sophomore slump and the first project was just an asterisk on it, but now the large amount of deals that I'm sure Cardi B has also diminish. But then again,
I don't think they diminish.
How far of a diminishment are we talking about?
They don't diminish because no one looks at Cardi at this point as a musician no more. She's a personality.
Yeah.
She's a personality.
Yeah.
She has nothing to lose again. The first album was nothing to lose. They treated it like it was an event album.
Yeah.
But it was nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It could suck, but it doesn't matter. She was on Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
This one she's on Pepsi commercials. She's on Dave Letterman show. She's doing this, she's doing this. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, the fear, I get it, is there. I'd rather her sophomore slump and then go on to tour this album. And then, because the thing is, I don't believe in my heart of hearts that it's not going to sell. It's going to sell. It's going to hit #1. That's without question it's going to hit #1. The thing is that, like, she has to, like, give up a body of work. And to your point, what Joe Budden said a couple of days ago, he feels like female rap is over. And a lot of people are like upset about this point, but it's like he's like, yo, female rappers aren't really selling records like that, other than like Nicki, which is the truth. And it's back to where we were at before 2017.
And I'm glad he kept it to say, okay, let's not bring this quote into an area of saying, okay, I feel like all female rappers are just gonna, like, the bubble has exploded. He did big up Lotto, and I'm sure I think he big up Rhapsody as well. Mm-hmm. And other MCs that are going to also be in there as well. But the carbon copy of let's get a good looking girl, let's get a 80s, 90s hit, let's flip it, let's get a nice little sample popping and put a couple bars on that. He thinks that bubble has bursted. And he might be right. I think he might be right in that case. The fear part of it is interesting because I don't think this 7-year wait is an area of Cardi going, oh, I'm an artiste. Y'all got to wait for me to get the bars right. See, y'all be wanting these albums every single year, and y'all want that cookie cutter shit.
You can't do that. Y'all be wanting it every year and wait 7. And wait 7.
Like, wait 7. That's so deep.
Like, Kendrick gave us what? How long? 3? And niggas was
between Mr. Morale and Damn. Niggas were not liking that wait. And I feel that same way right now. As far as like artiste, I feel like in a certain place, I feel like Thames is going that way. Thames' last EP ended up being
what? EP.
Yeah, it ended up being, she has 2 EPs, amazing EPs. If there's any listeners that have not listened to these EPs, please go ahead and do so. Very short listens, but very strong, good listens. They gave her so much love, so much things happened as far as the advancement of African music, not even just African R&B, but just how African music has been looked at from a Billboard perspective in general. That was 2019. Yeah. We're almost 5 years. Obviously, big things have happened. She ends up getting a Marvel look, writes for Rihanna, Black Panther, huge looks. Still waiting for that album. And I don't know if there's too many times that she has addressed whether or not this album is coming, why it has taken so long to do so. And in between that time, now we have Tyler's going to drop next week.
But that's like R&B singing shit. We're talking about women rap.
Yeah.
Like with women rap, it's like, could Lotto come through tomorrow and sell 150K? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like this album is going to be her biggest album.
She's waiting too long.
You think so? It's only been 2 years. 777 was 2 years ago.
She's waiting too long.
You think so?
She needs, yes. You know why? She had a hot ass song. She's doing features, all that shit. Why not ride that momentum?
If there was an album and Put It On the Floor came out, I think that would have been huge. But I feel like
150K.
In between Put It On the Floor and now, I think she's evolved a whole lot rapping wise.
That last Sunday service ain't do shit.
Sunday service sales wise probably didn't do too much. The view of going to the Bronx and looking for Ice Spice, I feel like is something that I think a lot of hip hop heads would like.
Why you
don't like that?
Why are they dissing each other?
Manufactured Twitter beef.
Yeah. Why are they dissing each other?
Manufactured Twitter beef.
So Ice Spice could never put out an album that I would ever want to listen to. That's beyond the point.
You ain't play Like?
That's beyond the point. I liked Like. However, did I listen to Like Deluxe?
The Deluxe?
No.
Deli's hard. You don't like Deli?
No. I'm not hitting play on that. So, like, I'm not hitting play on that.
100 Bands Chanelli, y'all wildin'.
I'm not hitting play on that. I'm not hitting play on that.
I don't blame you for not wanting to press play on Think You the Shit, because I did not know that was a Lotto diss until, again, manufactured Twitter. Ice Spice Muse told me, and then I found out that's a Lotto diss. Lotto probably found out that was a Lotto diss from Ice Spice Muse.
And then she went ahead and spent mad of her advance money to make a video to respond. So dumb. I'm not going to say female rap is done. All right. But I will say that, like, if we were depending and contingent on Cardi B to do so, then I think we should probably look elsewhere, because I don't think that she's going to be that savior for it. But we'll see what happens. I like the song. I don't think that it's as bad as what people are saying. I think she's cool.
I don't think so. I don't think that we just really want an album. Female rap wise, I think there's projects that I'm still looking forward to. I think at this point it's fairly confirmed that City Girls are about to go do solo ventures and do their music.
All right, we got.
I need that JT album, bro.
We move it on.
You don't want that JT album?
No,
nigga sleep.
I'm not hitting play on that.
Nigga sleep.
Speaking of things that are Twitter adjacent, Twitter begun. Diddy has come under fire.
Speaking of City Girls,
And then speaking of city girls too, everything happens in 2 weeks. This is one thing where I'm kind of glad Josh ain't here, but I wish he was here but it's probably God that he's not here to talk about this today. Diddy is being sued by a former producer of his who worked on the Love album. This hit maybe a week after we recorded last.
Did you play that album? The Love album?
I played it one time.
You like it?
It was too melodramatic. The production's great.
R&B wise, that wasn't really a bag. It wasn't really a bag. R&B wise.
Nah, it was. I'm like more of a Last Train to Paris guy. Okay. But I don't know if I can be on them trains.
Yeah, exactly. That's a different type of trains we talk about now.
I think it's on a different train. But of course, the usual cocktail pause of
trains and cocktails. Talking about Diddy's
of
crazy.
Diddy, the usual mixture of Diddy things: extortion, murder, attempted murder, rape.
Can you believe that shit? I still cannot believe that he tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi was silent about it for years. You know how much I would be shivering every single day knowing this nigga tried to kill me?
Kid Cudi confirmed it. Like, Kid Cudi confirmed that he did that shit. So no, yes, I can believe it because Kid Cudi said that he tried to do it, and I believe it. But the most interesting thing about this whole case thing, and I know we're a little bit behind here, but the Meek Mill thing that is attached to it is a little bit more recent. It was in a redacted kind of way. They mentioned in the case, right, in the statement of cases and stuff like that, that the producer was having a conversation with Diddy because Diddy kept touching on him, and he was like, "I feel uncomfortable with you touching on me." And Diddy said, "Well, shit, I used to fuck this person and this person, and me and Stevie J then ran trains on these niggas before. It's all about this part of the industry." And it was an asterisk there. You scroll down to the bottom of the page, and it says, Philadelphia rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj. And R&B rapper or some shit. It was the Super Bowl. Recently. Yeah, it was at the Super Bowl. And everybody was like, oh shit, it's Meek Mill and it's Usher. So of course this blows up all day. It's they posted Meek Mill memes. They posted them hopping for the white niggas. They posted them
I forgot he was doing that for fucking who was the nigga that owns Fanatics? Michael Rubin.
Hopping in the tennis court. The fries on his lap.
I think that's the one thing that might never stop is the fries on the lap. Because he has never explained it. And Meek has been tweeting for 5-6 days straight.
Straight up. No breaks. Just tweeting. But the thing is, Mark, he didn't get the news until like later the next day. He didn't figure. So it was a whole 24 hours of people just going at Meek Mill. Let me be clear on the name thing. He's not named because the plaintiff's not looking to bring Meek towards any charges, nor Usher. He's merely talking about a conversation that he had with Diddy, but in leaving out the specifics, he's trying to make it more specific as to kind of the level of what he was saying. Like, because in order to have the context of like what he was talking about, you got to have the context of what Diddy was saying and who he said he was having relations with. So like, the guy wasn't saying it was true. The case isn't saying it's true. The case is merely just recounting a conversation he had with Diddy. Meek Mill wakes up. I don't even want to go through his timeline because he's tweeted every single day since he found out. Mark, every single day since he found out that this case was real, he woke up and he said, "Show me the case. This might be AI generated."
The academics showed him, nah, here's the papers.
No, yeah, academics posted. He said, "Academics is the one who started this."
Can't, man.
He said, "This is you." The wrong person to make look good in a situation is academics in any way, shape, or form. He made academics look like the babyface here. He made him look like the hero because he came at academics wrong for no reason. There's many reasons to come at academics.
Yeah.
Him reading a court case is not one of them.
Yeah.
Because he didn't make this up. He said they probably made this in Chat GPT. He said, "I have 3 sons. I can never be gay." Then Mark, he said, "I have 2 sons. I can never be gay." Then he said, "I have 2 sons. I'm going to come see academics and shoot a video on his front porch." Then he said, "What I'm going to do to you, I don't even want to say what I'm going to do to you, academics." And then he deleted all the tweets.
And then he said, "What was one of the tweets? I could never be gay. The pussy be doing it for me.
Yeah, the pussy be doing it for me.
For me,
it's like a drug." And I'm like, all right, Meek.
Nigga said.
I'm like, Meek.
They said it was like that 40-year-old versus C with the bag of sand. I was like, all right, I'm out.
Listen, Meek, there's many ways. If you want to prove that you're not gay, there are many ways to do this, sir. I don't know if that was the way. Well, you're continuing to do it because he tweeted today. I got a new tweet that he did today. Let me find it.
As you find up that tweet, I do feel the people that got frustrated with it and was like, hey, do we have anything that's actual, like, concrete on Meek, or are y'all just making gay jokes all day and just showing that maybe there's something towards what Meek is saying? I felt that.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's not true.
Yeah.
And I believe it's not true.
Yeah.
Because the case doesn't say it's true. Diddy was probably just talking shit.
And if he actually did end up being bi,
there's nothing wrong with that.
We're making jokes about him for 3-4 days, and now there's clearly something that's been exposed there.
Yeah, you're being outed, but I don't feel like it was outing him or supposedly Usher.
Yeah.
So this Meek Mill tweet from about 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific.
So we're talking 3 in the afternoon in Philly.
This is Meek, by the way. A big company powered, I know the perk was fake, but I still ate. Now we praying for Yak Mental. Lil bruh need his people. Y'all think this shit a game. They have our people totally distracted. I will never be gay or a rat. I'm going to die like that, and I'm a forever step.
If people came out with teas that said that, would you be surprised?
No.
The whole tweet?
No.
You know, Codex has actually said that he hates that line. He actually regrets that line. He said it at Rolling Loud, too.
He did?
He was like, yeah, for which I don't know how your brain processes to actually do this, but he was like, yeah, I didn't mean to say I know the perk was fake, but I still ate it. But it just ended up happening that way in the studio, and I regretted putting it out because kids are going to do it. I said, okay.
Line was hard, though. Another Meek tweet. I'm just going to read some tweets off before I get to my next point. Make sure you strap up in America. It's extremely dangerous on the streets. They have no control. Illegal immigrants everywhere. Okay. Automatic guns flooded the inner cities. Spelled wrong, by the way. It's spelled inner C-I-T-Y apostrophe S, by the way. Fenty now.
Fendi?
Fetty now.
Oh, okay.
I guess fentanyl. Fetty now poison in most drugs, opioids melting the brains of humans, and algorithms mind control. That was a tweet.
So he's saying online is, I mean, you can feel like online is a cesspool. I think you would have a lot of people behind you that would also agree with you that online stuff ends up being a cesspool, but 4 or 5 days of doing this after that, kind of tough. Kind of tough.
I got another really good one. Because when Future sent his verse back to me on this, I said, "What you trying to do to me, Pluto?" All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, Meek, but listen, I feel like rappers should just stay off social media. Just get off Twitter altogether now.
But you can't do that.
Some niggas need to be more suspicious and not suspicious, more mysterious. No more. So
we're going back to 2011 weekend. If every artist was 2011 weekend, how we think we would do?
I'd be frustrated, but now I'm tired. Like the allure of rappers is too much for me now because I used to think Meek Mill was like a real killer, man, and now he's just like, I don't know what he is no more, bro.
What was that around Self-Made Volume 1 time?
Meek, bro, I'm a fan of Meek. I haven't listened to his new album. That's another thing he said. He felt as though that the case came out because people were trying to ruin the rollout to his album, which is funny because Meek Mill somehow decided that he would not address the fact that it was Diddy's case, but also he thinks that people knew that he had an album coming out because I didn't know.
Heathenism, 5 tracks.
Heathenism, spelled it wrong too.
Did you play it?
Did I play? No.
Was not impressed. I was actually pretty disappointed.
Okay.
I think every time, not necessarily every time, because I can't think of the last couple of Meek projects that I played. There's like the intro that is like split in half, and I'm like,
does it again?
He's trying to do it again.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to do it again. And I'm just like, can't do it again. Let's just, I think let's just leave that alone.
He did it with Championships.
Championships, he did that. I think there was another EP that they tried to do that at, because I think there's good amount of EPs that Meek has dropped.
But then again, he did it on the
Expensive Pain.
Dreams Worth More Than Money. He does it every album. That's the thing. That's not a bad gimmick to have. Jeezy has a gimmick. It's like the intro's always got to be really minimal.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to see what the last. Okay, so after Expensive Pain. Well, this is the last album that's been in my library. I'm sure he's dropped more since Expensive Pain, but it's been a good 3 years.
I don't know. He owns his music now. He wants to let everybody know that. So shout out to him for that. But it's like, I just think that the Meek Mill thing is like a cautionary tale of like crashing all the way the fuck out. Like, I think all he had to do is the same thing that Stevie J did. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that Giggs did, because the Giggs was also implicated in this. Giggs said, "Nah, that ain't me, bro."
What was said about Giggs?
That he was the one that was trafficking girls to Diddy.
How'd they put that up?
Bro, there was stories, and have you read the case?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I've read the case. Like they had the guy said the guy was around for a lot of shit, apparently, allegedly.
Wow. Did they bring up Dave? Remember the his girl was on a date with Diddy and he was upset holding his hands?
Oh no, he didn't bring up Diddy.
Didn't bring up Diddy?
I can see why he was holding his head was in his hands.
He was like, "Oh fuck, the news is coming."
Yeah, it's over. He said, "Young Miami in the room too." But yeah, man, it's really it's a sad state. I think that like we, especially just with the conversation surrounding it, I think that it kind of crosses over into kind of getting a little homophobic too. I think it comes into a little bit of a witch hunt thing.
Yeah, that's why I felt people. It's frustrating.
I think that ultimately, like, if Diddy did these things that are alleged, to me, those are more damning than who he has sex with. You know, I think that in the same way of anybody else, I think that, you know, it's a lot damning to hear a lot of that stuff. It's definitely like kind of crazy and hurtful. Like to hear like a huge person that's like made great music has done all these awful things again. But I think again, like if all you're worried about is the fact that he was fucking gay porn stars, just like, well, I got something to tell you, buddy. There's a lot of niggas that, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no real niggas. Yeah. There are very few real niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? That don't do that type of shit. You know what
fucks me up? The amount of tweets that have came out since then of just past interviews that people clip up and be like, well, this artist tried to tell you, and y'all ain't listen. And somehow there's so many people that have their own personal Diddy story, and it just ended up being, damn, those rumors must be hot. I wonder, I guess Diddy really is crazy, but we'll never know.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. And then it comes out. Reminds me of what we were talking about a little bit earlier in RNC, of how different it was 20 years ago when a lot of different things came out regarding sex tapes. R&B artists that we're not discussing. Yeah. Because last time we did it was a little bit hot, and now I got a little bit more of a better mindset on that.
Well, we can't bring that up now because Josh's not here, so it wouldn't be right to bring him up.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't want to.
He might just fucking pop up if we say his name 3 times. He might just call me.
Imagine he FaceTime right now. I was like, "What y'all doing?"
Y'all talking about R. Kelly?
But the difference 20 years ago, it was that R. Kelly's joke on Chappelle's show. Yeah, joke on Boondocks, but again, joke for years.
The biggest allegation that Diddy had on him was he killed Biggie. He killed Tupac. That was the most lavish. You know what I'm saying? That was the most crazy rumor about him
that people ran with and was like, "Yeah, he did it. I swear to God, he did it."
Dude, you're not even hearing that shit no more. It's all about, damn, Diddy was having freaky parties, like.
Yeah, and abusing Cassie, which was also nasty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Cassie thing's just gone now. It's all about Diddy's a freak. Because the thing is like the conversation devolves from criminal activity to freak activity. And people confuse freak activity with criminal activity. Yep. Because in a way, people are like prudish, yet they are on social media talking about eating ass all the time. Yeah. And I don't understand this shit anymore. I think that like this is the most backwards generation ever, because it's like, what do y'all really care about? What do y'all legitimately care about? Because it's not, you don't care about victims. Stop talking about that. You don't care about victims.
It's like the gotcha.
Yeah, it's like the gotcha. And I think that like the Meek Mill gay memes are like, they got a chuckle. They were funny for like a day, and then it was like, okay, guys.
Now people were dead serious. Like,
like everything he said, like but the thing is, like, you got academic coming Freak Mill. It's like you can't. You can't beat, like, he can't win now. He can't win no more.
Well, he already tried to do that. He already tried to do that with Gibbs. And, Gibbs still wants to smack the shit out of Academic, so.
We just know too much. You know? We know way too much. And I just wouldn't be taking out the group chat, just in general. I think we know way too much.
I think we're I think we're past that.
We're stuck.
I think the toilet paper's already been rolled out of the. Like you can't put it back.
Not perfectly, at least.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's been unspooled. I'm telling you, bro. Like it's because the thing about the Diddy thing is that as these cases continue, we're gonna learn more. We're gonna see more. I don't think he's going to settle this one. It don't feel like this is one that he will want to settle. We haven't heard or seen him.
Nope.
This don't seem like this is one he wants to settle. The last statement he said seemed as though he was going to fight the rest of these allegations. So I don't
think he would disappear out of the country and go to Bali either.
He can't. He could.
Can he? I'm about to say he can, right?
But I'm telling you, it happens every time with these celebrities, bro. They go silent for a couple months, and then they're like, nobody's talking about me no more. And then they come out and start doing wild shit.
I don't think he could do that. I don't think he could just be like, oh yeah, by the way, y'all, new album coming out.
Bro, we've seen this happen so many times. Like you've seen it happen. Like as much as I would like for it to not be true that he would do that, something like that, I think that there's absolutely going to be something that comes out of his camp. I think he's going to try and fight this. I really do.
Because I don't think he could do something like what was the director that had allegations on him and he disappeared. Roman Polanski. Yeah. I think technology is way too advanced for Diddy to pull a Roman Polanski and go to goddamn Sweden.
Even crazier, Nicki Minaj has a Roman Polanski reference.
I mean, that's different time.
In her nickname.
Hey, different times.
I just
different times.
Niggas is wild. Niggas is wild. Niggas is wild.
But you can't do
She
that.
called herself Roman Zulansky. I said, that don't make it better. Yeah. That don't make it better. That nigga was a zoo himself.
I think everybody's got phones, and even if he goes to the furthest parts of the country, somebody's gonna have a phone and be like, "Isn't that P Diddy? Isn't that Diddy?" They might still call him Puff, no matter depending on where he depending on where he ends up going. Oh shit, it's Puffy. Hey Puffy, why are you here?
Disgusting, bro.
And then we're just gonna end up what we have. But then I think social media wise is just how I try and think how worse can it get.
Oh, way worse.
How worse can it get tech wise?
Way worse. Way worse. Like we haven't even seen the like thing is like cases like this, all the type of shit, like it could get way worse. You know what I'm saying? And you get witnesses and stuff like that. Like this guy said he got witnesses.
Well, case-wise, yes, that definitely can get worse. But tech-wise, of just wanting to be away from celebrities, like I feel like people are kind of like tongue-in-cheek, like, "Oh, I'm going to delete my account," and they're definitely way too plugged into social media.
Yeah.
Now I feel like 2024, there's actual, maybe I should reel some of this back a bit and try and be a little bit more into the real world. But how much worse can it really get tech-wise?
With Twitter, anything is possible. With Instagram, anything is possible. With all of the shit, with Vision Pro,
Instagram, yes. I feel like Twitter is at its ceiling. Like I feel like Twitter, we're gonna get what we get, and that's it. I don't think there's a lot of advancements.
Well, no, with who owns it, no, there won't be.
Like, what's the last big Twitter advancement? I can get money by trolling.
The last big Twitter advancement is that I see dick pill advertisements and Cheech and Chong ads whenever I scroll.
I feel like it's the same, like 3 fake porn stars with 3 followers liking my shit, and it's so annoying.
I see OnlyFans ads for their reality TV shows on Twitter now. It's absolutely insane. I watched a movie.
Okay.
Tyler Perry movie.
Mea culpa?
Yes.
All right. Netflix plug?
Netflix should definitely just cut that contract off.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It's terrible.
It's
one of the worst movies. I want to say this at the tail end of the show. If you've gotten this far, you might have been thinking about you were going to just check it out just off of just curiosity. Just TikTok it. Don't watch Mea culpa.
Not even for Kelly Rowland?
Absolutely not. She's probably the worst part of the movie.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
Visually, she's already the best part of the movie.
Her outfits are great. Well, you see a little boob. I'll give you that. See a little boob. But the thing is, it's and shout out to Trevante Rhodes, guy from Moonlight.
Yeah.
He deserves better than to have to do roles like this. I think that his career since Moonlight is insane. Like if you look at his filmography since Moonlight, it's crazy. This motherfucker won an Oscar.
For Moonlight?
Yeah. It won Best Picture.
Oh, Best Picture. Yeah, you're right.
It won Best Picture. This motherfucker is in an Oscar-winning Best Picture movie, and his career is this. I felt like this motherfucker could have been the new T'Challa at one point. He could have been Blade.
Yeah.
It's not happening no
with
more.
those moonlight golds in his mouth.
Not off that. No, not with the moonlight gold. There's a scene where she has sex with him in paint, rolling around in paint.
Okay.
Got paint on his dick.
I feel like that would hurt, right?
I feel like that would not be good for your long-term general
health wise. Yeah.
No, not at all. It's a movie with like 3 different fucking storylines. The end turns into like Get Out type shit. I'll just let you know, you're not, whatever you expect in the first 5 minutes, you're not gonna get in the last 5. It's absolutely incredibly insane. I'll be real, I've never watched like a Tyler Perry movie like all the way through before.
Not a Why Did I Get Married guy.
I never watched that. Never watched
what was it, Daddy's Little Girls?
Medea. Never watched none of that shit. Because you know why? I only watch movies that Ice Cube is in. You know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
That's my black director.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I only watch his shit. But like this movie to me was just a nigga with a bunch of money, and he was just able to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do, and he made an erotic thriller, and that's what he did. A lot of fucking in it. Kelly's getting her back blown out in this movie. A lot.
I think it's gonna do. I'll watch it just for that.
I could just point you to the timestamps. It's
Okay.
not really much.
Do you think it'll do well for Netflix?
I think it probably already did. I mean, I watched it. A bunch of other niggas watched it. I think view wise, it probably did top 10 the week that it came out. Honestly, like it is good, but like everyone is pretty much like, they're probably ironically liking the movie because they like shit like this. But it's a terrible movie. I can't recommend it to anyone.
One thing that I found real interesting, Netflix news wise, Sex and the City, the entire show making its way to Netflix. Seems like a lot more HBO titles are going.
They're gonna get money. Netflix paid for it. They need money.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fucking WB shit on Tubi. You can watch the Batman.
Really?
You can watch the Batman on Tubi.
I forgot what I watched. I think I watched Set It Off on Tubi, and I was like, "How is this free?"
Because they license they basically pay the people to have it on there with ads.
Yeah.
So it's like basically like a pay-per-view service with ads on it. So like that's how they get money for it. And then Tubi does it like probably dirt cheap or a little bit lower, and they get the money back on the ads.
First time that I watched Set It Off was on Tubi.
You can't go wrong with that. I watched Baps on Tubi.
Never saw Babs.
Baps is on Tubi. It's a great movie.
Never saw Babs.
Check that out.
I feel like there's a lot that is what's the thing I'm thinking of? Booty Call on Tubi?
No, the Booty Call's on Max.
Oh, Booty Call's on Max?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go watch it on Max. It's on Max. I think it's up there till the end of this month. So definitely check it out now. I literally watched Booty Call last month. Awful movie. Bro, Booty Call is legitimately like the most puritanical sex movie ever. They treat sex like it is like on a pedestal, bro.
Is Booty Tang on Tubi?
I don't know. Check. Tubi got a bunch of shit. I would tell you what to watch on Tubi, but you probably would never do it. I would tell you to watch Hoochie Daddies.
Hoochie Daddies.
I tried to talk about Hoochie Daddies on here before.
And Josh batted it down.
Yeah, it's the show about the
Is that a show with Joseline fighting?
No, bro, that's Zeus. It's the show about the the dykes.
I just noticed your nails. Show them to the camera. Them nails shiny, boy.
I need to get them done.
What?
Yeah,
that looks like a fresh set.
No, not fresh. See, look, my shit coming through.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get them done. That's why I'm mad that we on camera today. But one more thing before we get out of here. Shout out to LeBron, man, 40K.
It's a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
I had a strong feeling a long time ago. God, 2009 feels so long ago, that he would pass 38,387. The response in 2009 was, "You are on fucking drugs," and that will never happen. He doesn't even have a championship to his name. 15 years later, he ends up being the only person to have 40,000 points. I think that's nuts.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't think the argument is over, right?
It's still there for people. It's definitely still there for people. I don't think it's gonna go away. We're still gonna be able to intertwine the individual accomplishments with team accomplishments, and that's something that's never going to go away. No matter, I think that just ends up being something that feeds the convo a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever you decide to choose to put in there, there's many different eras that you could choose from. Had this convo with my dad a couple of days ago. He was like, stop it, 40,000 points don't fucking matter.
What?
He don't got the killer instinct to knock out everybody. It's still prevalent.
No, here's the thing: if you don't got a killer instinct, who in the league does? Nobody.
you have to be undefeated in the finals to have a killer instinct. And that's who. I don't think that's gonna matter. What I am very interested in more is who is going to carry this sport that decades of people love. Once LeBron is gone, I would give that a max, and I would be so glad to be wrong with this. I give it 2 years max before LeBron's body just says, all right, you had fun. Let's wrap it up. Durant is getting into that area. He was drafted, what, 05, 06?
Yeah.
Time's coming. Curry, it's already been 15 years of Curry.
And he was already like broken foot, broken ankle.
They used to tell him paper mache ankles because he couldn't finish the season.
Yeah.
It's been 15 years of Curry. Time's coming. I felt so bad watching Boston and Golden State the other day, and Golden State was damn near down 60. I said, wow, that is terrible. Time's coming.
Yeah. Father Time, undefeated. But while we still got him, got to celebrate LeBron one more time, B&D.
Absolutely.
40K. There it is. But yeah, and there we go. BlkPrint for this week. Of course, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you go check out Triple Beam Streams reunion episode. Check out Recut Gems with Mark and A+. I'll be in the next episode. They gotta remember to call me though.
Yes, you will. I will make sure to call. We had a lot of fun talking about LA radio stations. We even talked some LA radio stations the other day.
Yeah. Really good stuff there. And yeah, we got to get our show off the ground. We're just gonna, you know what? I got the perfect topic to talk about, and I'm gonna say it off camera. But me and Mark we're gonna cut a show.
Okay, I feel like this being able to have an era on YouTube where we're just feeding people our thoughts, immediately, so the point that you don't have to wait for the next episode of the BlkPrint. I think a lot of people will appreciate. I like this new era of BlkPrint.
New era, the content era, the monetization era.
There we go.
BlkPrint.
Gotta get these emotes right first.
Make sure that you guys check us out. Leave us a comment on Patreon. Patrons, let us know what you want us to talk about on B-Sides. Any topics you want us to touch on, any questions you want to ask, anything that we didn't bring up that you want to hear us talk about, let us know. And also, text me. Leave me a comment. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit us up on Instagram. Anything. Let us know what you want us to talk about on B-Sides. And let us know if you got any questions, any topics you want us to bring up on our Throwblacks episode for the documentary. I started listening to it again this week. It's a long-ass album.
Is it?
Long as shit.
Was it 16 tracks?
About an hour. There's like multiple 5-minute, 6-minute songs on there. What's the hour 16, I think?
I'm gonna have fun talking about Start From Scratch.
Oh, man.
Story of my life.
I'm gonna get a name drop counter on this episode too. So
really,
it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have all the name drops.
It's gonna need to be triple digits. I would like to say over under that. If I took the over, if the number was 100, I'm going. Actually, if the number was 50, I'm going over.
Go high, yeah, it's higher.
It's higher than 50.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm starting to think if I should have done 100.
We'll talk about it on Throwblacks, but if you guys want us to talk about any of that stuff, let us know. Thank you guys for listening to BlkPrint. We'll see you guys in a couple days for another episode. And me and Mark, we're cutting the show. We're going to cut a show this week.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Peace.